Hi everybody, welcome to Neat Plans and Poor Decisions. We are back in our spiritual home here at Watch Hill proper, and we have a very special guest with us today. This is Kojin from Mugen Spirits. He's bringing us a fantastic selection of his bourbons. They are Japanese inspired in name, but also I think a little bit in spirit as well. Welcome in everybody. You ready to try some really great stuff?
Good, let's do it.
More than excited. Yeah. So, what did you bring for us today?
So, I brought two expressions, and one of them I brought two different barrels of the same expression. So, we have a single barrel series right now called the Yokai series. We have a small batch coming, but right now it's mostly single barrel. And this year we came out with the Yokai Kuko, and the mythical creatures called yokai on the front of these bottles. They're drawn by an awesome illustrator by the name of Yuko Shimizu. She's a Japanese artist that lives in New York.
Oh, wow.
Does amazing art with, Marvel. I mean, John Wick. She's done stuff for Godzilla. A lot of cool things. Cool. But she just kind of has the same story as I do in terms of being Japanese and in America. So we collaborate on those. So those are single barrels. And this year, this is the wheated barrel line that we have. It's a really cool one by our friend over. It's a Kentucky wheated, and it's 70% wheat, 15%. Oh, sorry, 70% corn. My bad. 15% wheat, 10% honey roasted malt, and 5% distillers malt. Ooh, it's an interesting mash bill.
Interesting mash bill.
And then the middle one right there is Nobunaga, 15 years. So that is our 15-year expression that we took and kind of, instead of releasing it just as a bourbon, we just fresh out of it. We decided that we wanted to do something a little fun with it, and kind of an ode to Japan and my good friend and spiritually my second Japanese dad. I call Ken Matsuyama from Ken's Bar in Tokyo, and his Ken's Choice series. So we took that 15-year and then we put it in ex-Japanese whiskey casks. Now, a lot of people think it's Mizunara that I put it in, but it's not. It's
only special, very special whiskey casks that get the Mizunara, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Because it is so incredibly rare.
And expensive and hard to get. But no, we thought we'd do a little bit more of a twist than that. So we took casks that originally had Japanese whiskey in it from a famous place in Chichibu, Japan, and then we shipped those barrels back after it was dumped. And I actually went there physically to choose them, like smelled inside the barrel. That's and everything. Nice. Wow. And then we shipped it back to America, had Kelvin kind of fix it up just in case, and then we dumped that 15-year juice inside of those ex-Japanese whiskey casks. So they actually had Japanese whiskey in them. It's not just the Japanese wood. So we thought we'd get some really cool, interesting notes on it, and we really did. So I'm proud to present these two bottles for today.
Well, I'm excited to dive in. Let's start with this first one. This one's coming at us at 128 proof, and the nose, as soon as I put it to my nose, it just blew up. It's a huge.
And let me tell you, the palate just meets that nose expectation as well. It is huge.
Now that I know what these are.
Dark, sweet.
And I had not tried these before. I've been getting a lot of hype. This is delicious.
I get big, dark, sweet notes, figgy, but there's also nice leathery notes there too.
Is it particularly common to use some of the Japanese ex-Scotch barrels to do the finishing in? I know people used Mizunara barrels, right? But I've not heard of a ton of used Japanese Scotch barrels coming back to the United States to be finishing bourbon with.
So it's interesting because what was inside of it is not just Scotch. So, and let me explain this. So the barrels themselves are ex-bourbon casks. This is the whole kind of story of our kind of brand. On the back of every bottle, we have the phrase "a love letter from Kentucky to Japan," and it's kind of like a full cycle, right? The bourbon got dumped, and then it got sent over to Japan. It got filled with not just Scotch or not just Japanese single malt, but it's a blend of world whiskeys.
Oh, wow.
There's bourbon in it, there's Scotch in it, there's Japanese whiskey in it, there's Irish whiskey in it.
Oh, wow.
It makes up this particular expression that I think a lot of people know if they're into Japanese whiskey and Japanese whiskey brands. But we took that and we said, hey, look, if it has all these different whiskeys in it, maybe it would blend a lot better with bourbon if we put inside of it, rather than just a single malt or something like that, which might have interesting characteristic to it, but might deter the core bourbon drinker, right?
Try and pull some of those extra barrel notes from the bourbon.
Exactly. So I thought it'd be a good move to do that. But also the story, right? The bourbon barrel going to Japan, kind of like the 80s, and then coming back and then being filled with bourbon again after being filled with world whiskey.
Like the love letter
like
to Japan.
Home. Yeah.
Like, a happy little marriage of doing what they do, doing what we do. And,
exactly.
I love this, and I really think that this first one was incredible. I mean, the palate is huge, the nose is huge, the palate's huge, and the finish just goes on and on and on.
Thank you. And
I would think this was older than 9 years if I drank it blind.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, the thing is, these yokais, like, so they're not the yokais are just regular single barrels, right? They're not finished, but this specific barrel line, I when I tasted it, so we're at NDP, obviously. So when I tasted the barrel line, because one of my buddies who's also deals in this world, he kind of came to me with a bunch of samples. He usually comes to me with like anywhere from 10 to 50 samples a month, right? Okay. Depending on. And he brought me this one, and he's like, hey, it's not on the cheap side, but it's really good. You should try it. And like, I've heard that one before.
Right.
I'm like, sure. So I went to get it and I drank it. And as soon as I drank it, the first words out of my mouth, and anybody that was with me at that moment can confirm this, including people at with my company. But I tasted it and I said, this tastes straight up like breakfast for dinner. Like breakfast for dinner, maple syrup, like dark blue, like blueberry, like syrupy, a little bit of butterscotch, like coffee.
There's a little coffee too.
You know what I mean? It just tasted like breakfast for me. But breakfast for dinner, because like when you eat breakfast for breakfast, it's just breakfast, right? Yeah. But when you eat breakfast for dinner, you're looking for it. Yeah. You know what I mean? You're looking for those things. You're looking for the extra syrup on top of that waffle. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what I chose. Like,
I love it. It does have some breakfasty notes now that you say that. I could totally get the coffee with some like syrupy pancakes.
Yeah, pancakes
absolutely
is a perfect tasting note for that.
And it's just really well done.
So you said these two were from the same line of barrels?
Okay. Yeah, different barrels, but same line of barrels. But these barrels are so weird. They taste very different for what they are.
Oh, well, the nose is totally different on the second one. It's also wonderful, but it's a little brighter, where the other one's a little darker to me.
I wanted to try these for a while, and they are delicious.
The second one has like a big sweetness popping out of the glass to me too.
Yeah, it's just
it's inviting, like darkened butterscotch.
Yeah. And the thing is, we have this thing where we're like, let's leave everything up to the palate. I mean, there's this whole, and maybe this is controversial, but I feel a lot of people have kind of gotten lost in the realm of like transparency. Oh, be transparent. You have to be 100% transparent. I think sometimes that takes away from someone just trying to go in and drink something and see if they like it or if it's good or not. You know what I mean?
Right.
So although I'll tell anybody what it is, but at the end of the day, I feel like, part of the part of label is like, hey, let's give him something great to look at, great to drink, and let's tell them about the lore and the history. And let them have their fun. You know what I mean? I think and
it's such a fantastic angle to be approaching it from as well, because you can build this lore.
Yeah, exactly.
Surrounding it.
And we love it.
Well.
Yeah.
You can really sort of lean into the whole sort of, it's come from here to Kentucky, it's going to Japan, it's coming back again, it's doing all that kind of stuff. It's got some really fantastic artwork and all other kind of thing on the outside of it as well. And so let people experience the holistic side of it. So it's not just the exact whiskey that's in the glass. It's also,
one thing for me about these that I'm absolutely loving is, when I first met you, was actually in this room, funnily enough,
it was.
During a blind taste test. Neither one of us had ever met each other. We just happened to be sat next to each other during a blind taste test.
He was a spy. He didn't tell anybody that he worked here.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Little did he know I had set up the tasting and I knew what the whiskeys were, so I was kind of being cheeky and not really saying the notes I was tasting because I didn't want to, push any impressions upon the crowd. Well, he's sitting next to me tasting these whiskeys and saying he thinks they are exactly what I know they are. And when we get done, by the time we've tasted 4 whiskeys, he called 3 out of the 4, and I was like, "Who the hell is this guy?" What I'm saying is, the very first time I ever met you was solely based on our palates of bourbon, and we connected that way. And so I've always admired your palate from the first time I met you. And so to see that translate to these first couple pours just makes a whole lot of sense in my mind. I think you've done a wonderful job with these.
Well, thank you so much. That's very nice. I don't know what to say. That's we just try to. I just wanted to really kind of create an environment and culture with our brand to where like we can just enjoy whiskey and talk about it and have fun with it and be okay with the fact that we might not know everything about what's in that bottle, but be okay with it because it's just fun to do it. You know what I mean? And I was born in Japan, but I grew up mainly in New Albany, Indiana, right across the river. So, mainly, did a lot of my life in Louisville. So it's like, I'm kind of rediscovering the Japanese culture part of it too as I'm doing this. So it's kind of fun.
That's
it's
cool.
like I'm learning with the people that are learning when they see our bottle. You know what I mean? So it's kind of a cool journey to do it. And I'm glad that we all get to we get to do stuff like this, and we get to call it something that we do for a living to a certain point.
And I'm very excited to try this third expression. I mean,
do you want to tell us a little bit about it? What's this third one we're going to try?
Yeah, so this third one is the one I was talking about with the Japanese barrel. So, So Oda Nobunaga, which is the name of this bottle, Nobunaga, was a Japanese daimyo. He was
I was pretty sure I knew that.
He was one of the lords that almost unified Japan, but he got killed the way Caesar did, which is his brother in arms hit him up when he was on vacation and burned down the temple he was in, and then basically killed him. But he almost unified Japan, basically.
The et tu brute of
it's very, very Brutus-like. But he was a ruthless warrior, but he's also smart, and that's the reason we used him too, because he was one of the first warlords that really was not against going out and exploring new methods of battle. So he's one of the first warlords to be like, hey, let's use guns. Like, guns are great. You know what I mean? like anything to win the battle. You know what I mean? Let's use horses in the way Western society use horses. Let's bring in European desserts. Let's bring in European food, like different food techniques. He was a huge gourmet guy too, which is adds to it. But he was very cool with the Western, bringing in Western society and Western culture. So which kind of goes off of our brand.
Kind of pairs with this. Yeah.
And also, if you look on the back, you see you can see from here that signature right below all the explanation. That's his Western signature.
Okay.
So he had a Japanese signature.
Because he would have had a stamp.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah,
exactly. So he also had a Western signature because he wanted one. So that's kind of like represents like the Japanese and kind of Western ideal coming together. It's a 15-year, and I'll just say it's a 15-year buff turkey, but we didn't want to just release it as a buff turkey, so we decided to bring these exclusive barrels that are really hard to get. Because Mizunara barrels, I love Mizunara, but at the end of the day,
I love that you had the cojones to take a buff turkey and drop it into a finishing barrel. And not only a finishing barrel, but a soulful, storied finishing barrel. Like, this is such a cool story.
Look.
And on my first sip and taste, it's back in it.
Look, I'm on the back end of this because we found out that it's delicious, but I was shivering in my boots until I had the first sip after a month. I bet, man. I was like, man, what if I ruined?
Grande huevos over here.
It's not a cheap thing to buy.
Yeah, no.
But I just really didn't think it was our brand's purpose to just release it by itself. We need to do something cool and fun with it. So yeah, we took these very exclusive bourbon casks that had Japanese whiskey in it, and after it got dumped, I went straight over to Japan. Smelled every single barrel and see what it kind of smelled like. 4 of them were ex-Heaven Hill casks. One of them was a ex-Four Roses OES cask. We brought 5 of those barrels back to Japan. Back to America from Japan. And then when we finished these, and this one is more of like a 7-8 month finish. The first one released that Frank Dobbins, Bourbon Enthusiasm, selected along with us as our inaugural release is about 4 or 5 month finish. But that was the Four Roses cask one. They just did something really cool. And the buff turkeys, they were good, but the best way to describe them, they had a middle. They just didn't have a beginning and an end. and these finishing barrels really gave it a beginning and an end that was really unique. So I'm really, really, really happy how these turned out.
I can smell and taste the story of what you created with this.
I can also say it's my favorite of the three.
Me too, and it might be one of my favorite buff turkeys just based on how different it is, but how similar it is. Like, I do catch some of those undertones of like a hair of malt here at the beginning and then on the finish, but in no way would I be like, that's malt whiskey. That's bourbon for sure. And there's something about it that has this like Japanese whiskey thing. I don't know how to describe it. You blended that in a beautiful way. It's very elegant and high-end tasting, but still like is a little marriage of both worlds. It's very cool.
I love it. It was funny because one of the biggest notes that it added that was really interesting for me was like apple. It's very apple-y to me, and I'm like, and red apple at that.
Red apple for sure.
And I was like, what? Why red apple? Really? So it's just really interesting, like but it adds that extra like kind of like almost like rose water type like floralness to it that a lot of Japanese whiskey has. But I knew that since it was a blend that had world whiskeys, including bourbon in it, I knew that there was some kind of connection to it. So it wasn't like 100% all in bet, but we had to take a risk. Like what's life without a few
like I said,
shaky bridges, huh?
Kudos to you for taking that risk, and I think it worked out. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Cool
So where do we find your product? Where can people watching this go and find it?
So a lot of our so we're working on a small batch right now that it's gonna come out soon, and that will be most likely the first bottle that goes to retail. But for now, if you get on our emailing list at Mugen Spirit, MUGEN Spirit.com, you can sign up for our kind of newsletter. We don't really send out a lot of stuff, but what we do send out is kind of when we're going to do our bottle release from our website, and we just kind of do a first come first serve type of thing. But we also have kind of a fun kind of game time culture here, so. Maybe you say a funny joke and then we think it's really funny and then you get a random link. You know what I mean? Like maybe you go to Japan and then you find that one barcode on that one sticker on that one alleyway and you get access to a bottle.
So what you're telling me is there is an actual alleyway is somewhere in Tokyo that has.
I won't tell you where, but there is, and there's videos of it coming out soon. So you never know. But we like to reward.
Cool
we don't really. It's not that we reward people that obviously like our stuff, but it's all about the culture. We call it in Japanese we call it omotenashi, but it is a Japanese word for like, hey, like serve others and you will be served in the same way, right? So, and I think that's what's great about the bourbon community or the whiskey community, right? Like,
seriously,
you just kind of hang out and you kind of spread the love, and then we all have a good time, right?
Yeah.
So that's what we kind of do here, and we like to reward that. So, but mostly our releases are from our online DTC website, but. You never know.
Like, what were the price points on the bottles here?
So our single barrels kind of obviously range depending on what barrels we buy and what we do at that time, as we all know. But our Tengu, our first release, our high hazmat ones that we did, which is the one with the red. Those were about $140. These Kukos were $160 at 9 years old. They're about to go up in price. We just wanted to do an introductory price because we're just like, let's make a little less and let's get this awesome juice out there.
Yeah.
So we priced this around $160, but when it turns 10 years old and we kind of get that extra somewhere, we're definitely gonna increase the price a little bit just because it's scarcity, but still within the means of we don't really like price gouging. So, and then the Nobunaga is our highest end luxury bottle. It is $350 MSRP. We tried our best to get the best price on it, but buying and bringing those barrels back from Japan is a expensive feat.
Had to be an expensive undertaking.
And then these barrels of buff turkey, they don't yield that much either. So
that's true too.
But we really pushed it. I mean, honestly, we don't do a lot on those bottles really. When it comes to our benefit, we just wanted to do something cool, man. That's what we do, and it might be the sword that brings us down.
No,
but we just we just like doing cool shit and putting it out.
I think you're definitely doing cool shit, and I don't think anybody else is doing anything quite like it. So keep doing what you're doing, my friend.
Well, $3.50 even just for a buck turkey is a great price.
Yeah, I think that's completely fair market price, if not better than fair.
Yeah,
and
we just wanted to.
With how unique and interesting this one is, like I would sure buy a couple.
And we really don't have a lot of these barrels left. We only got 5 barrels of it,
Okay.
So, and the first fill only happens really once.
Well, thanks for sharing it with us. It's
No, of course.
fascinating.
Of course. What would it be without sharing, right?
That's what it's all about.
I love this one. It's very good, but I really love these.
I kept going back to the first one too.
The Cuckoos are delicious, man. The thing about the Cuckoos is that when we first released the Tengu, it was so high proof, and everybody's like, "Oh my gosh, the hazmat craze." I always say this, and it always brings a little bit of like a gasp at bourbon, especially in bourbon podcasts and like bourbon tastings. I'm not a really big hazmat fan.
Okay.
My favorite range is that 115 to 120 range.
I'm very similar to that, probably extending up to maybe like 130.
Yeah, it depends on how it goes down.
Yeah.
But like that's usually the range that I like it in. So when I tasted these, they're like, oh, I like the other Tengu. I like Tengu. I love. I mean, its own way. It's a fantastic, good one-trick pony. It does that trick really good, right? But this is like more complex, has a little bit more character, and also this is a weird thing to say, I guess, about whiskey to a certain point. But like Tengu, our first yokai was just so masculine and in your face, but this had a little bit more of a neutral feminine energy to it, and I really like how it had a different face to it. So me personally, this is like my favorite yokai that we put out to date.
Is the hazmat the same mash bill?
No.
Okay.
The hazmat's.
I tried the hazmat at a store recently. The store owner just had a bottle of it, and I got to try it.
Oh, really?
I happened to get to try the hazmat because I know this guy, and he brought it, and I got to try it.
Oh, nice. The owner was here too, and we were all like, let's just pour it. Right?
Yeah.
One for
I think you poured a few of them.
Yeah. We took out like 1/3 of a bottle that night. But
good time.
It was a good time. But oh, you had it. You had it somewhere. That's cool.
Yeah.
Happy Liquor?
Oh yeah, that guy. He was so cool, and he was like, let me know when you have a bottle. I'm like, let me see what I have in the tasting bag in the back.
Yeah.
It's right before I left for Japan. I was like, I got you, man.
Hey, you're leaving your breadcrumbs, and people are finding it.
And dude, you could tell. It's great when you can tell someone really likes whiskey.
Yeah.
And you're like, and it just makes you so excited.
Absolutely.
Because like in this jaded world of whiskey, when you find someone genuinely excited about it, you're like, oh, let's pop open everything.
Yeah, exactly. Let's try all of this.
That's awesome.
The color on that one that's furthest away from us is incredible.
Yo, the color on all these is
of
insane, and
Really?
I attribute a lot of this color to the fact that they're all resting in they were all rested like initially in Kelvin barrels. Initially, I mean but it's all Kelvin barrels.
Kelvin magic, baby.
So it's good.
Yep, no doubt.
It's a good company to get a barrel from.
No wonder I like it so much.
I know, it just brings out the color and brings out honestly that dark coffee note I get in a lot of Kelvin barrels.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it really does it.
Well, thank you so much for bringing these and sharing these, and I can't wait to see what you do in the future. But I would love for you to help us out and do sample roulette and give this wheel a spin. So for those in the audience that watch regularly, and for those that don't, this is sample roulette. We're going to spin the wheel, and the number on the wheel correlates to a blind sample that Danielle knows and none of us do. And we're going to try it together and try and figure it out. So give that thing a whirl.
Here's the part where I embarrass myself.
It's all right. I'll hold it so it doesn't fall over.
Nice soft spin.
Oh,
Three.
Ooh,
three. He found a 3.
All right.
Yeah, going to the casino a couple of times, I've realized that the soft spin always wins.
Hey,
Oh, there we go.
you might be onto something because we don't hit 3 on this wheel very often.
we hit 5 to 9 basically.
We also give it the whole Devo.
We do.
Kojin cracked the code.
Yeah, maybe it's the secret.
As the good little John says, 5 to 9, and everybody shuts. Turn down for 1.
What?
It's so funny. He's singing "Fire Up Your Load," and everybody shots, but
damn.
everybody thought it said 5 to 9.
Yeah, the big sample.
He sprayed champagne on me once.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay. So
Wow.
At a
So
club
Kojin,
in
these
Shenzhen, China. He was doing a DJ set.
In Shenzhen, China.
Yeah,
That's
he was
great.
doing a DJ set at a place called Face Club, which was about 2 blocks away from my apartment. We got let in for reasons, and so we got into the place.
I got let in for reasons to a Lil Jon show
Yeah.
in Shenzhen, China.
Yeah, and then we were in the front row, and as he was doing Turn Down for What, he grabbed a champagne bottle and just started spraying it on everybody that was basically in the front row of the crowd.
What is this?
So, Kojin, these are samples that have been sent in to us by the viewership. So we have no idea. Danielle's got the info. She knows what it is, and we're just going to try and figure it out. But the first thing that caught my eye is with y'all, the color is super dark.
It smells very good, too.
Oh,
It smells a little vintagey.
yep.
It does.
You called 3 and the blind into the blind. I expect you to call that. That's not 3.
I mean, that was a good day for my man here. Wow, the nose is incredible.
Bit of honey,
smell
bit of like
It's vintagey.
vintage.
I'm getting like a mead wine, like a honey wine.
Yeah, like a honey wine.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm.
But
pulling out of that.
it also smells a little bottle cappy, which gives me that MGP vibe a little bit, like an older MGP vibe.
Okay.
Man, the color.
But
Like the OKIs that we were talking earlier, like that vibe.
Okay eyes, or like the like the
Color throws me off.
the
Man,
old
I could get to MGP
remember the
with you.
Luxro 12 year, the original Luxro 12 year with the
Oh, yeah,
MGP
those
barrels?
were good.
Those
Like
were good.
that's what it kind of reminds me of a little bit.
I was just talking to somebody about those the other day. I think it was you.
Well, I'm gonna have a hard time disagreeing that that's MGP after tasting it too. Personally. Mm-hmm. The front palate was so MGP sweet, but then it's got
wow.
this like
Okay.
huge bitter thing I don't get on a lot of MGP,
Man, that's
which makes me wonder
Malt.
like second barreling or I don't know what's
or a
going
double
on.
oak.
Or double oak maybe.
Yeah.
But
Oh, like malt on the like just a massive.
it's like a
amount
minty
of, like,
malt.
A malt
It's
milkshake,
like a
yeah,
cocoa,
cocoa
drying
malt
cocoa
situation.
thing.
Now that I
Whoa.
tasted that, like
Oh,
Palate
wow,
is
it just
so
keeps
different than the
going,
nose.
too. It doesn't
yeah,
stop.
now I'm starting to put new riff into the picture too.
My mind just got blown.
I got a weird like jalapeno thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I get like almost like that pyrazine, like Pinot Noir pyrazine type, like bell pepper
Yeah, I
jalapeno
get
flavor
that.
to
I
it.
get that. That's what I'm
Greenness
tasting
to
too.
it.
Yeah.
If the color green was a flavor, it's in here.
Yes.
It's like
That
minty.
is very unusual.
I feel like the nose and front palate match exactly, and then the mid and finish taste so different than how it smelled to me.
So, New Riff, it's interesting that you brought that up because we have had some very unusual malt mixtures coming out of New Riff.
Yeah, and
that
they
we've
have some-
done for this sample roulette segment before this.
And they've had some dark releases.
And they've had some very dark, very malty, very unusual
That's what I'm
malt
saying.
releases coming out of New Riff.
Man, it has a crazy long finish that is going like nuttier and
Nuttier and cocoa-ier and malty and just...
It's like an almond butter in my mouth now.
Yeah, it's malty. It almost has that like it's not dill, but it almost has that pickle briny thing to it too. It's like
The finish has me so confused.
Oh,
have
wow,
no
I
idea
just
what
got the jalapeno thing.
I'm not as in love with it as you.
I'm- on the nose and
I
front
don't-
palate. I
I'm
thought
not, it's not my particular.
me
I'm not
either.
familiar.
I'm not completely in love with it either. On the nose and front palate, I thought I was going to be in love with it. And
Yeah,
then-
the nose was classic old MGP.
And I will say, it's got a crazy long finish.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
I do get a
I
weird
can't
jalapeno
stop
thing.
tasting
Yeah, I
new notes
understand that.
after it's
like a
gone.
fresh cut jalapeno.
You know what?
Interesting pour.
You know where I got this? I've got this similar taste before. Remember the OKI Reserve?
Oh, the sherry
Yeah.
finished one.
Yeah, or the one with the all the different types
It's a
of blends.
blend, yeah. it's a
Yeah, the
blend.
different rye content blends.
Okay.
Kind of reminds me of that a little bit too. Oh gosh.
What am I tasting now that's gone? There's like this.
Oh, yeah, it just keeps coming back. It just keeps coming back and back and back and back. And as predictably as always, because I'm the only one usually sitting at this table that likes any kind of malty flavor in anything, I'm actually enjoying this.
Coconut is
Here's the thing, I love
blowing up late now.
I drink single malt too. Like I love malt.
See, I grew up Australia.
Toasted coconut.
You don't drink a lot of bourbon. If you're drinking whiskey neat, you're drinking scotch, and so malty flavors were the very common.
Yeah, and I'm Japanese, so like
Right, yeah.
single malt was elite, in Japan. It still kind of is. So
What do you guys think?
The
proof
family
was?
bottle of Johnny Walker Blue.
110.
I think it's got a little gas.
I think it's some weird high west thing.
I'm like 130ing.
Some like high west finish.
I'd say 120. 120 to 118, 120.
Say about 110. I'm going to say some kind of weird new riff malt finish situation.
I thought for sure we started MGP, and I'm still not convinced we're not there because the nose and front palate are very MGP centric to me, but the mid and finish taste so different. I'm thoroughly confused right now.
Yeah.
Like
I'm
I'm
thinking it's one of those. I'm either thinking it's one of those NDP, like NDP weird finish MGP stuff. So like like the old Scout stuff, or like the old OKI Reserve stuff, or like the
If you told me this came off a copper pot still, and it was just the best version of that I've ever had, I wouldn't be that surprised either.
or like the High West, like you said, the High West Campfire finish stuff. It could be that. It's just very malty.
Funk.
Yeah. Or it's
I really like
or
that.
it's one of those like. Or it's one of those like new riff maltster type things.
Yeah, that's where I'm gonna.
Yeah.
That's where I'm
Proofy
gonna hang
and
my hat.
vintage.
Nothing.
Nothing.
I'm gonna be mad if it's one of those like Old Forester 117 Scotch finishes or something.
Are any, like, old
We tried that
makers?
already.
There's too much malt for that.
Yeah, it just doesn't smell like. It doesn't taste like that. So I'm guessing it's an MGP, a finished MGP, or a new riff.
That's where I started. I don't know where I finished. I'm just confused. I would go 10 to 15 years old, 130 proof.
All right, let's find out how right or wrong we are.
Woodford Chocolate Whisper Redux. So those cocoa notes, the malt
That's
things
what
are showing
that
up. And
is.
Wow.
this one came
I
in
knew I'd had that before.
came in
too.
damn near hazmat at 139.4.
That drink's way below its proof.
And I think the same thing I thought about it before. It's way better than I
It's
thought.
chocolate
It's really
malt
good.
whisper, isn't it?
Yeah. So what? It is. So what they
Yeah,
did was
okay.
they ran that chocolate malted rye.
Yep.
And then this was the next batch they ran through the still without cleaning the still.
Okay.
So they made a bourbon and ran it through the same still, and it picked up a whisper of that chocolate malt.
Yeah.
That the people at Woodford thought, man, this is unique and weird. Let's stash it and see what it's like. And then they came back to it and were
the
like,
original version of this
wow.
all the time to people for an
Yeah.
incredible
I think this is a
multi-
fascinating Brown Foreman product.
Yeah.
Like,
It's funny though because when it says chocolate, so I've never tasted this one.
okay.
I had never tasted
I
it.
just this one.
I haven't in about a year.
But with that being said, it makes sense though, because I didn't say this initially, but it gave me a little bit hints of the reason I said new riff initially is because it reminded me of two new riff products, the Maltster and their winter whiskey,
Yeah, the winter
which has
whiskey.
chocolate malt in it.
yeah, we had that
have
one. That
had
came
that
off the
as
wheel
a
before.
blind-
Yeah,
Exactly.
it came off the wheel.
So I didn't want to say
And I
it, but I was
called new
like,
riff.
it kind of tastes like winter whiskey a little bit.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that the chocolate malt's there.
Yeah, we were
Yeah.
saying malty, we were saying chocolate. So
Yeah.
the profile is definitely, it translates through.
It's chocolate malt for
bourbon,
sure.
But a fascinating pour.
It's a fascinating pour. Wow.
fascinating. I would drink it again.
The first time
I
I had
used
that
to
winter whiskey, I
recommend-
loved it, but when it came off the wheel, I hated it. It was gross.
Oh, yeah, the original one?
Yeah, the original one. Yeah.
The original one's terrible, in my opinion.
Okay.
Chocolate malted rye, like, I'll buy it and you can have it.
This is interesting. I've wanted to try this too.
Yeah, me too.
This one's
me too.
way better.
It's one of
It's
those.
better.
Yeah,
It's
it's
still
one of
not
those
for
things
me,
that I'm
though.
like, I'd like to try it if the opportunity comes.
Yeah.
Sometime.
This
but I'm not
kinda-
gonna like go out of my way.
I think more distilleries should play with this idea of running a funky thing through the still and then not cleaning the still and running a load of regular bourbon with that funk in the still.
Or just taking a same with the honey roasted malt,
Yeah.
taking a page out of like the beer book, and maybe we can do more things with malt than you think we can.
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
that's cool.
No.
The more this sits here, the more I smell the malt.
I know the malt.
Yeah, it was just a malt bomb. That's maybe immediately.
No,
from the very
It's
beginning,
very
it's
malty,
like,
but it
this is
definitely
just
drinks like bourbon. to me.
malt.
Yeah,
Like
it's-
there is a malty thing, but it is bourbon too.
For me, it smelled like bourbon until I drank it, and I'm like, then it's like the malt just hit me
Yeah,
in the
just-
nose.
yeah,
like,
it was just like, yep.
so, there's no, especially when it oxidizes on the tongue. There's nothing but malt left.
Yep.
It's just malt. But I'm just surprised that it's 140 proof. That is a very, very easy drinking.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't think it drinks its proof for sure.
There's no way.
And he, Whopper, like a chocolate Whopper, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
does.
Yeah.
It's a Whopper. It's
Yeah.
a Whopper bomb.
Yeah, it's a Malteser for those of us
And not a Burger King
not in
one.
America.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Kojin, thank you for being here, my
Thank you
friend.
so much.
Appreciate it. Thank you for inviting me. This was
Do you have
really fun.
anything you want to plug on your way out?
No, you know, just if you want to join the fun, just mugenspirit.com. We have a Discord as well if you want to join. It's a little hectic, but it's just a bunch of whiskey loving people. But we like to put Japanese lore out there. We like to kind of incorporate everything we can from our love letter from Kentucky to Japan. So join the fun. And that's about
Cheers,
it.
my man.
Cheers.
guys.
And cheers to y'all out there.
Thank
and
you.
Stay classy, bourbon drinkers.